Can you hear me?
Good evening, friends and family, and thank you for coming to another night with Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities Behind Black Business. And our guest, he just dropped, but I'm assuming that he will be right back shortly. Our guest tonight is Zen Frankie. And Zen Frankie is someone very special in our community because he is working to enhance our health through food and sound. And so hopefully Zen Frankie will come back. He must have hit something right quick. Let me see, make sure I can see him when he comes back in. There we go.
There we
Okay.
are.
All right. No problem. Okay. So good evening, Zen Frankie. Thank you so much for coming
Beautiful
tonight.
day. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you know, we're a nonprofit organization. We've been working to enhance the circulation of dollars in our communities. So we support our Black businesses. We bring a Black business to you every Wednesday so you can meet these people and understand just who they are and how important they are in our community. And we also support our bookstores and the Southside Community Federal Credit Union. So every month we feature a Black bookstore, and that bookstore has the opportunity to choose a book for you. One of our lucky subscribers will win a copy of this book. And our bookstore for this month is Frontline Bookstore. And we love Frontline Bookstore. They have some wonderful books. They do not have a brick and mortar right now, but they have an online presence. So all you have to do is go to D as in David, I as in India, frontline.com. He has a beautiful website with some very profound reads. And we support our bookstores, Zen Frankie, because reading is very important. There's so much knowledge and information out here that is being distorted, that's being hidden, and so we need to know exactly what is going on. And so we support our bookstores. There's a resurgence of Black bookstores here in Chicago, and yay, we're very happy about that. And all you have to do is go to Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities website at rrgbc.org, and you'll see a list of Black bookstores that we have here in Chicago. And we go a step further, they get to choose a book. And that book is, for this month, the autobiography of Emperor Haile Selassie, My Life in Ethiopia's Progress from 1892 to 1937. And it traces his birth through trials of the Ethiopian War in 1937, detailing his upbringing, his education, and his political ascension. Haile Selassie is one of Africa's most influential leaders. And as you know, Ethiopia was the only African nation to have remained free from Europe at that time, from the European dominance at that time. So that's what was so important about that. This is a 2-volume read. If you want to get a copy or have an opportunity to win a copy of that book, all you have to do is go to rrgbc.org and subscribe. And then there's the Southside Community Federal Credit Union. And we cannot underestimate the work that they are doing in our community. They're located at 5401 South Wentworth in the shopping mall there at 55th and Garfield. They've been there for over 20 years, giving loans to individuals in the community who otherwise may not be able to go to banks. Okay, so we okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
Okay. So the Southside Community Federal Credit Union, they have a lot of products. They have checking accounts, they have saving accounts, they have checking and savings accounts for businesses. They even have youth accounts. So if you have a 7 to a 17-year-old and you want them to open up a bank account, learn about financing, you can take them to the Southside Community Federal Credit Union. Not exactly sure what that noise is. Let's see. Can you hear me, Zen Frankie? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear the noise when I hear you speak.
Okay, there is some distortion going on.
Can you hear me
You
clearly?
want to go out and maybe come back in? You want to go out and come back in? Okay, our guest is going to go out and they're going to come back in. But we were talking about the Southside Community Federal Credit Union. They also have free financial education classes, car loans, personal loans. A lot of our people are traveling now, traveling to the continent, traveling to India, traveling to Asia, going to South America. Young and old people are doing some serious traveling today. And you want to save for those trips, you want to save for that special trip, then you can go to the Southside Community Federal Credit Union and take advantage of their holiday and vacation club. It only costs $25 to start it. They have payday loan advance, no, payroll advance, and payday loan alternative loans. Because these interest rates on these payday loans are very high, and they can give you a much better rate. They also have signature loans, credit builder loans for those of you who need to build up your credit, title loans, and micro business loans. So as you can see, this facility is working with the community to help strengthen and empower you financially and to help circulate the dollars in the community. So please support the Southside Community Federal Credit Union by opening up an account. That is how a bank is able to thrive. When we open up accounts, they use your money. So we have our money in these big banks and they're using our dollars, but how much is actually coming back to the community? And I do want to mention, we also want you to go to Save Black Bookstores Chicago at change.org and sign our petition, because we want to get 1,000 signatures so that we can present this to the appropriate individuals in our community to try and help get dollars and contracts for our bookstores. That's very important. So, Zen Frankie, uh, welcome to today's episode of Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities Behind Black Business, where we will explore the power of food, uh, sound frequency, and conscious living. If I could summarize what you're about, those would be three topics that I would mention. And our guest, Zen Frankie, is a vegan chef. He's a meditation teacher. He's an herbalist. He's a sound healer. And you teaching Tai Chi, right? Am I correct? Okay,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And so you turned your journey into having an issue with Crohn's disease into a global mission. And I want you to speak to our family tonight about how you started with that.
Yes. I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease back in 2000. It's an inflammatory bowel disease. It's not hereditary. No one else in my family has it.
Mhm.
Um, I discovered or noticed it when my grandmother died. So I believe it was a gift from her for me to come back home and more aligned and connect to my roots and connect the earth medicine. So I got diagnosed with it in 2001. It came back my senior of high school in 2005. I had surgery in 2006. No, like 2010. I had stopped eating these and I noticed some irritation. After I had eaten some, so I just went to the doctor to see what that was about. And what inspired me to who I am in this present moment is the doctor. Um, and so the doctor expressed to me that I had some ulcers. I had got a colonoscopy and they saw that I had some ulcers. And it was like maybe two of them. And I was like, oh, I'll get rid of these. Like, I can look up food or something, an herb to help resolve these from me. And but what the doctor said was monumental. The doctor was like, your Crohn's is back and it's angry. And if you don't take medicine, get on medicine, you will have to get another surgery. And I rebuked it. And I took my healing into my own hands. And we had just moved, and it was a holistic naturopath doctor, like in walking distance within 2 minutes from where we were living. So it was all in alignment, all in divine order. And so I started looking up foods, taking herbs. I got into meditation. I became a Buddhist, and got into Reiki, became a yoga instructor, and here we are. And so the reason I enjoy telling that story is because I didn't allow what the doctor expressed to me to shift my ability to heal myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I transmuted the energy, and I actually believe that I could do it myself, no matter how I was feeling. And I often tell people, I'm not your savior. You have to absolutely believe. I can't make you believe. You have to believe in the most treacherous, and believe when it's feeling good. You have to keep that belief. That's what faith is. It's unknown. It's like no matter what, I believe, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
what God is. No matter what, I trust that God is with me. I trust that my
Mm-hmm.
ancestors are guiding me. And Spirit told me, like, it was a voice in my head. Like, in order for you to heal yourself, you have to become vegan. You have to strengthen your mind. And so it was a meditation center within 2 miles from where we moved. And that's how I became a Buddhist, learned how to meditate. Um, I was vegan, so I knew this.
Okay, so we seem to be having a weak connection here with Brother Zen Frankie, but he's talking to us about how he approached a problem that he had, a problem that was a physical problem. It was a physical illness. And he took the knowledge of meditation and diet, and he'll get into more later here about sound therapy to actually heal himself. Okay, Zen Frankie, we're bringing you
Can
back.
you
I
hear me?
can hear you. We do
Okay.
have a weak connection here,
Uh,
because your screen is freezing sometimes. But we'll try to keep this going. Okay, because this is very important information that you are giving, your belief and your practices and how you use this to heal yourself. You chose not to go down the path of more surgery and
right.
medication.
Exactly. The past, the resistance, right? So like, oftentimes, we all have the same battles as humans, and some of us
Hmm.
have the ability to not believe that voice that's always in our head telling us
Hmm.
negative things, right? It's always there. And the more you raise your frequency, it's right there with you, testing you to, like, if you say who you are, if your practice is in you, you will be unbothered by this. But
Okay.
some of us succumb to that voice and we listen to it, and we believe like we believe that we are what our parents were in terms of trauma. We believe that we can't be free because of government. We believe that we are the sickness because it's been told to us, right? We believe those things. And then the other option is I can believe something else. The negative frequency is just the choice elevates you. And you keep choosing it, it's gonna keep elevating you until you become like this aura of cool where you're unbothered. The world is always gonna be we want to come into experience all of this, to feel all of this beauty, all of this magic, all of this color, all of this diversity, right? And so we forget that. And then we want the world to exist how we see it in our own.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh boy. Yeah, we're having a weak connection here, but he's talking and I believe what you're saying, and a lot of times when they say that it's hereditary, it's not something that you don't have control over, because a lot of what they say is hereditary is behavioral. If you see obesity or you see high blood pressure in certain families, and a lot of it has to do with the way people eat, and their behaviors that are common. But if you make changes in your behavior, if you make changes in the way you eat, then that situation can actually change. And then you taking it a step further, as what Zen Frankie is talking about, is when you become ill, um, there has to be a level of belief that you can change something, because we're always bombarded with so much negativity out here. We're actually thriving on negativity. And because of that, that's what we focus on. And when people try to make a change and try to make a positive change, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Our conversations, it's like if it's not about something negative, it's not interesting. It's not something that people want to talk about, because we are constantly through the media, whether it's social media, whether it's the television, whether it's the internet, whether it's the radio. It's so much negative, and people look for it. And so this pull into this negativity makes it very difficult for us to make changes.
Here we
um,
are.
yeah, I was talking, Zen Frankie, I'm glad you're back, but I was talking about how we are bombarded with so much negativity out here on a daily basis. And
Mhm.
so when you're working towards trying to make a change, using positive energy, it makes it difficult.
Yeah,
We're actually thriving on a lot of negativity today. People looking for it.
yeah,
So being able to believe and make that change is very important. And so I'm very happy that you were able to address such a serious illness. You were able to
yeah.
make that change.
Yes. And one of the things that really stuck with me while I was going through that, I went to the doctor and I asked him, is it true that 60% of the healing is in your head?
Hmm.
And they said yes. So this is why they have placebos. Like they test medicine with placebos. So they'll get half the
Hmm.
people placebos, half the people the actual medicine to see like if you believe that this thing is working in your on your behalf, then it will.
Hmm.
And so we have to like in life believe that life is working, and
Hmm.
it has always been working in your behalf. You've
Okay.
always been taken care of. You've always been seen. You've always been acknowledged. You've been blessed. You've never been without, right?
Hmm.
And so that keeps us present, right? And when you're present, you can see clearly what's around you and what's within you. You
That's
don't
right.
question whether God is blessing you or not,
Hmm.
or life is if why. did I choose life? You'll understand why you chose life. Like, wow, I get it. Earth is beautiful, it's lit, it's vibrant, it's lush, it's delicious, right? So
Absolutely.
when we're present in our minds and when we have a very, very optimistic perspective on life, it shows in us.
Mm-hmm.
It shows.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you chose to use your meditation, um, and how does meditation help us? A lot of people talk about meditation. There's a lot of people engage in meditation. Uh, but how does meditation help us? And what are you doing? I guess I should ask first, what are you doing when you're meditating? And then how does that help you?
Well, sometimes when you're meditating, you're sitting still in silence in a chair or your legs crossed. Sometimes when you're meditating, you're listening to music. Sometimes when you're meditating, you're um, dancing. Sometimes when you're meditating, you're praying. Right? Meditation means I'm focused in this present moment on this, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing else. I'm right here. And so when I teach meditation classes, like I create the environment for people to be right here. You're right here in your breath. You're right here in your body. You're right here in your energy. You're right here. You no place else. Nothing else matters than right here. So all your worries that may have brought you here matters not because you're here
Mm-hmm.
to feel better. And nothing is absolutely more important than you putting things in your life to make you feel better.
So it's like, I remember, well, Michael Jordan would talk about being in a zone. When you get in a zone, when
Exactly.
you're really into what you're doing. So it's not always about sitting quietly and being
Exactly.
still. You're meditating when you're working, when you're into what you are doing, whatever it is.
Yes, when
You,
you're fully present.
you're fully present.
You're fully present. When Michael Jordan or any of the greats are practicing whatever that thing is, musicians, they're right there in
Mm-hmm.
that breath,
Mm-hmm.
unconsciously or consciously, right? And you have to slow your breathing down, otherwise you get anxious.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing a sport, like you can't like the energy's like this, so you can't be like you have to like be very clear, very decisive. When you're playing an instrument and you're collaborating with others, you're very present. You're very clear. You're very decisive about what sounds you are emitting out, and it's co-creative energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
And you're feeling it.
yes, yes,
You have to be feeling
uh-huh.
it. Okay. So then you work on that meditation. And so when someone has an illness and or anxiety or stress, and you're working on meditation, what is your focus?
Yeah.
If you have an illness, what is your focus? Like you had the Crohn's disease. So what would be your focus?
Mm. I would say the focus would be to shift how you feel about the sickness by sending love to that area or to that thing.
Mm,
So, like, if you have back pain or issues with your limbs, send love to your been thanking God for your ability to feel, even if it is uncomfortable. Thank you for this awareness. Now that I have awareness that I'm tight, I'm aching,
hmm
may I trust that the solutions are also within me, whether they come from inspiration that I've seen or intuitive. Um, so yeah, so versus viewing like, ouch, or it, versus focusing on the pain, you have to shift your brain to focus on something else. Because if you focus on the pain is gonna stay there. If you focus on the trauma, it's gonna stay there. If you focus on how it hurts, it's gonna stay there. If you focus on how the government has not been in our favor as Black people, it'll remain that in your world, in your reality. Because all Black people don't have the same perspective. Even though we all live the same experience, right? We all are here, present, seeing it all, but we all don't feel the same about it.
Right.
So again, being present and knowing that we all chose this. We chose this, even if you don't agree with the path that you are on, you chose it. The contrast tells you how good you want it to be, right? The contrast tells you how much more love you want to receive. The contrast tells you that actually I need you to speak to me more gently because I didn't like how the person before you spoke to me. You want that if you didn't have that. So both the teachers, um, and so that's what I learned. Like, so I'm grateful for Crohn's, right? I give thanks to it because I know how it shifted me and my lineage. Like I've seen like how so many people's lives around me have shifted and changed because I believe it. I believe this thing, and I stayed in practice with this thing because I like how this thing made me feel. And so I got so much I share and energy and belief in how these things can help me. Then people believe it, and then they believe that it can help them, and it does.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So it's a matter of embracing it and not fighting,
Yes,
but
no,
embracing it, being thankful for it. And in that meditation, um, you have a greater sense of awareness about your power,
yes,
your power to create the reality that you want in your
yeah,
life. Am I
yeah,
getting it?
yes. Hey, that was beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Great, great, great. Okay. So we dealing with the meditation, and this is something that people can do um, on a regular basis. Um, and to understand that you don't always have to get somewhere, go sit on the floor, sit in a corner and listen to some music, but to know that at any point in time, you can engage in meditation.
Yes,
It can happen
right.
at any time, but understanding that
Anytime.
it is the
Yeah,
focus and it is the clarity of
mhm,
what you're doing in life.
yeah. Because oftentimes the worry or the fear and the worry come from not being here. It just we're overthinking something from the past, and then it has a
Mhm.
negative impact on the future. So we're like, we're not here. But when we're here, oh, it's sweet. It's glorious when we're here.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So then, at what point did you, if you talked about the meditation, and this obviously was some lifestyle changes that were going on with you, and then you began to embrace the vegan diet.
Yes.
And we know vegan. Well, I'll let you describe vegan diet to
Yes.
the family.
Veganism for me is different for many people.
Okay,
Right. But veganism for me means plant based, eating things that naturally grow of the earth. So
okay,
the herbs, the plants, the fruit, the grain, the mushrooms, all things that grow naturally from the earth. Plant-based medicine. So people like what we all eat vegan, Black people. We all eat vegetables. We all eat fruit. We all love some rice. We all love us a good pasta, a good spaghetti. All of those things are vegan. And then what we add in them makes it not vegan. So some of us may add like ground turkey to it. But if you don't add the ground turkey, it's vegan.
hmm
So yeah, that's
So
what vegan.
why vegan?
Vegan. It was God. Like it was a clear voice in my head that said, in order for you to heal yourself, you have to become vegan. And I knew nothing about veganism.
Okay.
And from me honoring that voice, it's gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's just the intuition that's always in us. But it's soft and it's gentle. It's not yelling like, be vegan. It's like, if I were you, I'll be vegan in order to heal myself. And it be gone, right? And well, we have to be still and present enough to hear that. Um, so I listened and I did my research and I read and I studied and I practiced and I already knew how to cook, and I already knew how to grow food. I learned when I was a little boy how to garden and how to grow food. So being vegan just helped me like fall in love with my inner child again in terms of plants and like me. Greens was my favorite food as a boy, and so my grandmother would have me. She's like, if you want me to cook them, then you have to go pick them and you have to clean them. So early on, I learned how to cook them and clean them, and watching her, I now have that same flavor profile in my greens, and I know it because it's in me. So when I figured it out, I was like, "Oh wow, my grandmother's still here with me." Like I made a healthier version of some of her most delicious food. It's in us. Yeah.
So what does it mean to raise the vibration level, or to raising vibration through food? How are we
Mm,
raising our vibration through food?
yeah. Food is electricity, right? Natural sugar gives you energy um, to move, to awaken, to be more vibrant, right? And so plant-based food is water,
Hmm.
and we're majority water. So the more water that we pour, the more electricity that we pour into ourselves, the more alkalinity that we pour into ourselves, the more lighter, the more clearer we can feel.
Hmm.
Like, because it's many people that do vegan differently. So just because you're vegan doesn't mean that you're healthy. It's not the processed veganism. It's like whole foods. There we go, whole foods, things that naturally grow in their natural form and collaborating and adding it to this and this. But it's whole foods, whether it's dried in a dry form or in a fresh form, it's still whole. Yeah.
Now, what do you think about like the meat substitute products? Would that be whole food?
No, not at all, because it's processed and it's attempting to mimic what we're removing ourselves from.
Right.
Like if we're transitioning to a better thought pattern, a better way of thinking, of feeling, then we have to make better choices with our food as well. We have to keep up. If we all are demanding that we want to feel better, and we know that these things naturally make us feel better, they're all throughout the diaspora, right? It's consistent. And also, I'm never an advocate for saying that everyone has to be vegan. It's not in everyone's path, right? Like it's very specific calling from God if you choose this, or if it chooses you. And so, again, not because just because you're vegan doesn't make you healthy, right? We have a lot of starchitarians, and we have a lot of processed food eaters. And so, just because they say it's plant based and not a whole food, we think it's the better option. When actually it may not be, because it's genetically modified, it's concocted a very specific way to just
Hmm.
stimulate your brain so that you feel like you're nourishing something that's old of you. But that ain't you no more.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. There are people who are vegan that have similar problems to other people who eat meats and other types of foods, where they have high blood pressure, they have issues with obesity, from eating too much starch. And there again, you talk about even if you're eating, you're meditating, right?
Yes.
And you're focused. And so, what are you focused on here? You
Mhm.
know, and that's going to play out in what you eat,
Yes.
what you consume. And so, I think that's really a good point to make. Just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're healthy, because they got all the vegan um, meat options, in vegan form. All of the desserts,
Yes.
all of the meats, you know, taste like shrimp and everything else, but it's vegan. So what is that? But
Yeah.
eating just the foods in their natural form, cooking them, preparing them in their natural form is the best way to eat, what you're saying. And
Absolutely.
especially when you're trying to heal yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Certainly.
Okay. Um, so now you also work with Reiki,
Yes.
and you want to, people hear a lot of these terms, and I want people to learn what some of these terms are if you don't know. But would you tell us what Reiki is? Because this is something else that you use in your healing process.
Yes. Reiki is an ancient Japanese style of healing that involves raising your vibration, balancing your chakras, removing negative energy, balancing your emotions. So it's essentially the laying on of hands that they mention in the Bible. So in my Reiki session, the hands are lightly touching the body, clothes are on, either the hands are hovering over the body, and it's, when I connect with Reiki, it's I'm a conduit, so I connect with the elements around me, the plants, the trees, the sun, the water, the moon, the light, the life, the love. That energy flows through me, and since energy is intelligent, it naturally knows where to go, and it goes in your body where it needs to go, and it aligns you, makes you more clear, makes you more present, less pain, restores new cells, so you feel good, you feel brighter, you feel lighter.
Mhm. And so, how do you incorporate Reiki, universal energy, into your cooking process?
Yes. So um, I'm present when I'm preparing food for someone.
Hmm.
And not only am I present, I'm feeling good about what I'm preparing. And I'm aware that my gifts don't work if I don't feel good.
Hmm.
They just don't. Like my food won't come out, it won't hit the same. Like the thing that I'm creating, whatever it is, it for me, it doesn't hit when I'm not feeling good. It matters not how others perceive it or receive it, but I know what my vibration requires to get the optimum energy out of this gift.
Hmm.
And so, in order to operate in that frequency of light and higher vibrations, which is love, I have to be present and I have to feel good. And so, I value like putting things around me and listening to things regularly that keep me in a present, feel good state, which is veganism, which is meditation, which is sound. So, all of these things that I do that are now offered to people, I was doing for me first. And then people wanted it. Yeah.
I think that's why it's important that people are preparing their own foods. Because when you go out, you never know what kind of energy uh, was present for the people that were preparing the foods that you're eating when you go out. And I think about my grandmother. Her food used to taste so good. Whatever she cooked, it tasted
Yeah.
good. But I know when she cooked, she she cooked with that kind of love and caring into her food. She wanted you to enjoy her food,
Yes.
and so that energy was put into the food, and that's probably why it was tasting so good.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Mhm.
Cause like you could. consume some vegan food, and if the person that prepared it was in a negative state, in an unloving state, in a non-present state, the person who prepared some meat was in a loving state, was in a high vibrational state, in a clear and present state, that food will be healthier for you to eat than that vegan food that was made with negative emotions and negative energy. So it's
Mm-hmm.
always energy is more important than intention. Whether it's a prayer, whether it's a ritual, the intention matters more than anything.
So people should think about that when they're getting ready to prepare some food. If you're upset and not feeling well, you maybe just need to wait, you know,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
give yourself some time to get into a better mood, you know, have some more positive feelings, um, and understand how important that is when you're preparing food.
Yes.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Absolutely.
So I want to talk about vibration.
Mm.
This is important because you do the sound baths
Yes.
at the yoga center on 71st Street. A lot of people are talking about sound therapy now, and you know we're energy, and we live in a energetic state here on this planet, you know,
Hmm.
and we got all kind of different energies going on here, you know. Um, but what is, describe to me what is ambisonic sound healing from your
Yeah.
perspective?
Um, so ambisonic sound healing means that the sound is vibrating around you. So oftentimes in my sound healing classes, I'm walking around the people with the instruments and how I play them. Then is bouncing through the speakers onto the walls, like so you feel like you're engulfed in this sound. You feel it all through your body. Um, yeah, it's a gift from God, and I don't take it for granted because I can pick up an instrument and learn how to play it. I can figure it out on my own. Yeah, I've had like a piano teacher, drum teacher, but like for all the other instruments, I'm self-taught, and for me, being able to speak through the instrument, the medicine. So not when I'm playing instruments, I'm not just playing them. I'm playing rhythms that are specific to whatever that person needs in that space, and it's spirit flowing through me, giving the medicine because spirit knows, like we're just vessels, and
Mm-hmm.
so I just get out of the way and allow the feeling of whatever to flow from the instruments that I'm playing, and um, some of the instruments that I play are the crystal singing bowls, didgeridoo from Australia, various African drums, various percussions, chimes, harmonica, bugle, melodica, electric organ. Like it keeps growing. I keep collecting them,
Mm-hmm.
and in my sound sessions, um, it's love. Like I'm operating out of a loving state always. And again, I'm aware that's most effective for my medicine. So when people experience it, they feel love for themselves. Because that's what I'm admitting. It's not I get out of the way and let spirit does what it knows how to do. Let our
Mm-hmm.
ancestors move how they know how to move. I'm just a vessel, and I'm aware of that. So I let them lead. Yeah,
So your experience in terms of what you're doing to help people is spiritually led.
absolutely.
What you're saying, because you know, as I stated earlier, everything in the universe exists in a state of vibration, and then
Yeah,
we get these illnesses, and we get these traumas, and they disrupt the vibrations, you know.
yeah,
We all are operating at a different vibratory level, and
yeah,
so it gets disrupted by so many things. And so you're dealing with it spiritually.
Yes,
I know there have been studies that there's certain frequencies that impact certain parts of the brain, or certain organs. They have a different, vibratory level.
yes.
Um,
Every instrument has its own frequency, and the
mhm,
more higher tone the sound, the greater the frequency. So that's
mhm,
why the human voice has the ability to go like 1,000 hertz, I believe. And so that's why we can break chandelier or glass because it's high, right?
mhm,
And like crystal singing bowls, chimes, etheric sounding things are mentally stimulating. They get us out of our head. And then when it's more grounding instruments, more earth-based instruments, drums, percussions, they get us in our body. And the movement and the rhythmic also is healing.
mhm.
Yeah.
So what can people do themselves? I know with the meditation, we talked about that in terms of, people understanding that meditation is not just about sitting still. It's about being in that moment and being in that zone and being focused. And then we're dealing with the foods, natural and whole foods, and the spirit that we're in when we're preparing those foods as being important. So when
Yeah.
it comes to sounds, what can people do? um, People may have instruments at home. Some people do. Some people may not have instruments at home. What can
Yeah.
they do to address or work with with sound to address their illnesses and their anxieties?
Understood. The first thing that came to me was for them to vocalize vibrationally from themselves positive things, affirming themselves. It's the best thing you can do in terms of sound. Right? You don't have to listen to an instrument or music to shift. You can
Mm-hmm.
speak it vibrationally because we are our own vibration, emit energy like these. So if Michael Jackson, his vibration had the ability to cast healing and operate at such a high vibration that people would pass out, then now he's human and that energy is in us as well. And it all came from his voice, right? It came from his movement. So we don't have to take it to that level, but just speaking, affirming self. I love you. You're well. You're whole, right? And humming to ourselves. So like
Mm-hmm.
making a humming sound. Like sounds affect our organs. They affect our
Mm-hmm.
brain. So just humming, sing, right?
Wow. Wow. Used to hear a lot of people do that. You know, I would say my grandparents, you hear a lot of that at home. People singing, at home just while they're doing their work or while they're doing something, to create that balance. Because as I said initially, I talked about how we have so much negativity that's coming at us constantly through the media and people's conversations and things that are happening in the environment. There's so much negativity coming in. So, talking about positive things, making maybe reading about something positive, um, to help create that balance,
Yes, absolutely.
that vibratory balance.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Mhm.
and listening to things that feel good and that are speaking good also. So if you're choosing to like shift what you've been listening to, whether it's a book or television, like looking or listening now to things more so that
Mhm.
are of love, that are of community, that are speaking about connectedness and,
Mhm.
and joy. Yeah.
Okay. So that's how you would choose to determine which sounds to cure yourself is starting with you,
Yes.
right? Starting with your own voice. Because so often we're looking for all the answers and everything outside ourselves,
Yeah.
you know.
Always in us.
Yeah, what
Like,
can I
where
use?
else the
Everything.
solution come from?
Yeah.
The solutions come from a person that believes that spirit or source or whatever gave it to them. And then
Mm-hmm.
through that vibration of belief, then other people believe it. And then it becomes
Mm-hmm.
a thing. But it's just, it started with that one person believing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it works out. But belief is everything,
Wow.
mainly for self. Do you believe that you have the ability to create the world and feeling that you desire?
So what type of transformations have you seen in people? I know you healed yourself.
Hmm.
Um, and but what kind of transformations have you seen in other people
Yes.
using these practices,
Yes.
engage in these practices?
Hmm. I've helped people, other people who have Crohn's, um, and they no longer have any symptoms with Crohn's. I've helped people lower blood pressure, diabetes. I've helped people with cancer. I've helped people with womb issues. I've helped people with depression, suicide, um, and it's all through belief.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe what I'm doing, and I believe that God granted and planted these things on this earth for us to stay in alignment. And so it shows, and it keeps showing that God is still and will always ever put the things around you to help
Mm-hmm.
you stay in alignment. Yeah.
And so you work also with herbs. I know we talked about foods, but you also work with herbs and plants, and so what are some of the I would say underrated herbs or plants that
Mm.
we should know about?
Yes,
Okay,
dandelion. You know,
dandelion.
everybody know about dandelion, the weed that we be cutting away. And a dandelion is very powerful alkaline herb that's been used throughout our ancestry to lower blood pressure, to help with diabetes, and to truly electrify the body in so many different ways. Um, but dandelion, remember sticker bugs when we were young, they would stick on us. That's burdock when it goes to flower.
Mm-hmm.
Um, mullein for respiratory issues. It's around us. It's tall. It's I'm the things that I'm expressing to you all are always around us.
Okay,
Um, red clover, always around us. And
we have a lot of herbs. When you say all around us, there are a lot of herbs here in Chicago. You
yes,
know,
all
in
around us.
the in the in the parks,
Yes,
uh, along the lakefront. People just
mhm,
don't recognize what they are, but
you don't.
there are a lot of herbs.
Even the three-leaf clover called wood sorrel, um, that we will like get rid of or play. That's an herb that's always around us, and it's very delicious. It has like a citrus taste. Um, so yeah, so like just taking walks in like grass, and it's herbs there. We just don't know. We just think these is like because we we can't believe that God made it this easy
Hmm.
for us to be in alignment. Like God made it this easy that the medicine, the things that need to keep me in alignment and balance are like I'm walking on it, I'm
Hmm.
breathing in it. I'm just not fully present that it's here, but it's still gonna influence and impact me in some way because it's the spices and the herbs that make the food delicious, right? No
Okay.
matter whether it's meat, fish, it don't matter. It's the herbs that make it. It's the spices. It's these plants that make it delicious. And so,
And same thing with people that eat meat.
yeah,
A lot of the meats that they prepare, it's the seasoning, then the salt and the sugar and whatever else they add to it that
yes.
people are really tasting that they like.
Don't nobody like unseasoned chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. Nobody, not black people. Definitely, not white people neither. It may not be as seasoned,
Mm-hmm.
but don't nobody like no raw bear chicken. Now I gotta have
Okay.
something on it. It has to.
So then we're talking about herbs that seasoning the food, and herbs that are also having a nutritional value and a healing value.
Absolutely.
So that's in
Yes. Cayenne is a very
that's what's
powerful herb.
in your foods, the foods that you're preparing.
Yes. Yes. Another herb that's around us, well, not around us, that may be in our spice cabinet is cayenne.
Ah,
A very powerful herb.
cayenne
So like
pepper.
if you have a tooth pain, and I've used this, it's like taking shots of cayenne, like a couple
Mm-hmm.
teaspoons in a little shot glass with some water, and you take it, and it helps. It's like Tylenol, right? It helps like alleviate the pain and the inflammation, and also if you put cayenne on a wound, um, it won't burn. It'll stop the wound from bleeding, no matter how deep the wound is. Putting cayenne on a cut, like it'll ease it immediately, and it will not burn.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. And you would think it would burn because cayenne pepper is hot.
right. But and also like to show people that the medicine isn't just
Mhm.
externally. It's not just we're not just consuming it also. So these same plants, these same herbs that we consume also have energetic properties to help cleanse negative energy. And it's all throughout the
Mhm.
diaspora. Indigenous cultures, us, we use plants to heal, to cleanse, all throughout since the beginning. And it shows in all of our history is there. So um, and I practice leukemy, which it comes from Cuba, an ancient African
Mhm.
practice. And the main component, the main thing we practice is using herbs to cleanse spiritually,
Mhm.
energetically with. It's the main thing. These same herbs, these same plants, ginger, these same things around us we use to cleanse spiritually. And for me, it's nothing more electrifying than a ginger bath. So you boil the ginger, let's say overnight, right? On low, and come the morning time or you turn it off and you pour that in your bath and it brightens you, it awakens you. And I put a lot of ginger in there, so like you feel like the same way that ginger hits internally, you feel it externally as well on
Mhm.
your skin. So you're feeling like more clear, more vibrant, but it's not internal, it's
And see,
external.
this is where the meditation also comes back in. As while you're doing this, you
Mm,
understand and are clear on what you're doing. That you are cleansing your spirit.
absolutely.
When I'm taking this, I'm not just drinking
Yes.
some ginger and running out the door, right? There is an
Right.
intention here.
Yes. Intention is everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Intention is Ashe. It's like the more I am present, the more belief that I have in this thing, the more that it shows, the bigger that it
Mm-hmm.
expands, the greater the capacity that it has to connect with people, to heal myself, to help others realize that they are absolutely their own medicine.
Absolutely.
You're it. I'm only here as a reminder. I'm human just like you. I'm only reminded that it's in you. You have to absolutely, no matter what, believe it.
Wow. Well, then, Frankie, what is the most, would you say, has been the most rewarding experience that you have had,
Hmm.
sharing this work with people?
Hmm. Hmm. For me, the most rewarding part of what I offer is seeing the gifts manifest in my children. Like they have what's taken me almost 40 years to understand and get. They're coming out having it, and I'm just reminded of them that because I wanted to experience my reality, my world in this way, you all chose it as well to operate out of this type of energy and this lineage, and so you have these gifts, like it's beautiful to see, and also to see how it connects, to see love reopen in people. I remember I had offered a sound for this mushroom festival in Pennsylvania, and this woman came to me and was like, "I haven't cried in 10 years," and like things like that, like just opening people up to the love within themselves.
Absolutely.
But you can't see love, right? You can only, in Yoruba, we call it femile. We call it self-love. We don't have love, we have
Right.
self-love. I can only experience the love that someone has
That's
for
right.
themselves, and they can only experience the love that I have for myself. That's what
Right.
love is. It only comes
That's
from
right.
here. We be desiring it from someone else because they just love themselves more. So you feel their love for themselves, and oh, it feels so good.
That's
But it's
right.
in you.
That's right. That's right. Light attracting light.
Yes.
Well, Zen Frankie, how can people get in touch with you? And I want you to tell us about the yoga classes that you're offering. I know you're going to be offering Tai Chi, and you also have sound bath classes, yoga center, and whatever else you have going on, and how they also can partake in your foods.
Yes. Um, Studio Yogi, located in South Shore, is the only black-owned yoga studio in South Shore.
And it's a beautiful
Um,
place. It's beautiful.
yes. Founded by Julia, um, the owner, beautiful black woman, and I offer sound healing there on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So you can go to the Studio Yogi social media page or the Studio
Okay, we lost
Yogi,
you. Okay.
the Studio Yogi Instagram page, the StudioYogiChicago.com. Studio Yogi,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, we're also on the Obama Foundation website, Obama.org website, in terms of being a powerhouse in terms of healing for South Shore. Um, I also teach Tai Chi at Garfield Conservatory, and I offer private sessions all throughout the city, all throughout the U.S., all throughout the world. I host retreats. You can connect with me. My website is ZenVegan.life. My Instagram is ZenFrankie. My social media is ZenFrankie. And if you desire to hire me as a chef, private, you can hit me up, connect with me. We can arrange something. I host private parties, weddings, all types of gatherings, private restaurant experiences, exclusive restaurant experiences, um, sound healing sessions all throughout, yoga class. Yeah, just hit me up. Medicine,
Okay.
herbs, all of the things. ZenVegan.life, social media, Zen Frankie.
Okay, absolutely. Well, I've had the pleasure of being in two of your sound bath classes, and they were awesome. They were absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
And I'm looking forward to checking out your Tai Chi class. You're going to be having one at the Yogi studio?
yes,
Mhm.
July 26th
Okay,
from 9 to 3, we have an event at Studio Yogi. It's free, open to the public. So please
okay,
check us out on social media, Studio Yogi Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And Studio Yogi located at 71st and Constance, right
Okay.
off 71st and Jeffrey.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, Zen Frankie, I want to thank you for coming tonight and sharing some very positive and very empowering information, for
Yes,
our people. We definitely need to be operating above the fray. And
yes,
we just have to be made aware of it, you know, uh,
yes,
being made aware of other things and to look
yes,
outside of ourselves. And that's what I've gotten from your message tonight. So I want to
absolutely.
thank you for taking time out of your day. As you
Thank
say,
you, Mom.
it's a beautiful, magical day.
Yes, thank
And
you. Thanks for having me. And I want to close with just
mhm,
us being present with some breath, just for a couple moments.
okay,
So if you're sitting, your back is straight, your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is straight, your hands are on your thighs, you're softly closing your eyes, you're taking in a deep inhale, slowly exhale, allowing for full mind, full self, full body to be completely present in this moment. Another deep inhale, hold your breath, slowly exhale, trusting, having full faith that we have the ability to heal ourselves, seeing our hand as medicine for ourselves, seeing our voice as medicine for ourselves, connecting with the love for ourselves to expand even more outward into this beautiful earth, to connect with the love that others have for themselves. Deep inhale, slowly exhale. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe, ashe, ashe.
Ashe, and thank you, Zen Frankie.
Mama, I appreciate you.
Okay, family, you have had the pleasure of being with Zen Frankie. Please check him out. He's another rare jewel in our community.
Oh, thank you.
All right. And remember to support Black businesses. You can go to our website where you can make donations to help our efforts out here as we try to help enhance the awareness and support of our Black businesses and circulate the dollars in our community. So thank you again, Sim Frankie, for coming. And family, take care.
Peace and love. Thank you.
All right, let's see here where we going.